Hey, it's Trevor Sternad here from the Black Dahlia Murder. You're listening to Mosh Mag. Turn it up.
This is Steve Zachrosizza from Exodus, and you're listening to Mosh Mag. Turn it up.
All right, everyone.
Thank you for listening. Episode 22.
Number 22 is here, finally. It has been
Mosh
a little...
Mag.
It's been a little bit. It's been
It
a
has.
little bit there, Scott.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I was on vacation.
vacation. God, we just... I know.
Nightmare. Yeah. Absolute nightmare.
Was it a... could we write a flick about it? Like a comedy?
Yeah.
Or... Yeah. If you could name your vacation, what kind of...
Yeah, it was like... it was like National Lampoon's, but I think it was better than the original.
the original?
Or worse than the original.
The European? Or
Yeah.
European Vacation? Or
Yeah.
Because that was terrible. That was a terrible movie.
That's about how the vacation was.
Somebody, you know what was so cool? Somebody wrote on like a post on Facebook yesterday, and it was like what movies that every time it comes on you watch, or like you can watch over and over and over. And mine has to be like I picked three. Mine is Full Metal Jacket. Mine was Caddyshack, and then mine was Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
I can watch Christmas Vacation, I swear.
A Christmas Story, of course. Every time that comes on. That one's awesome.
Yeah.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No, yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And let's see, what would be another one? That's a good one. Oof. Wow, man. What would be the third one? That's a good one. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or something?
Yeah, yeah.
What comes on what movie though comes on all the time? You know, it's like
What, you know what? There was one guy that said it was
Uncle
like,
Buck.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. But one guy actually said Iron Man in the post, and I'm like, Iron Man? I'm like,
That's not one that like they
but
repeat
I
a
think
lot, but
but
maybe
I
they do now.
But I think now that we're older and
Yeah.
we go like, Iron Man, what the hell? I'm like,
Man, we're like old school. With the,
I know. But anyway, well, we're supposed to be talking metal, and look what we're doing.
Oh yeah,
here.
sorry.
Yeah. We got a lot of things to kind of go over. We're going to try to start everything off with news, like what's in the news last day and stuff like that. And yeah, we're going to do all that now. So I'm going to start it off. This happened a couple of weeks ago, but I had to make sure that we wrote this down to talk about it later. Everyone knows Steel Panther, right? Well,
Everybody should know Steel Panther by now.
right. So, Satchel, the guitar guy named Russ is his real name, but he's the guitar player. He has a pedal effect that he was coming out, and God, I should have been really up to it. It's from TC Electronics, but he has a pedal effect, and it's getting backlash over the offensive and sexist guitar pedal effect name. Okay, he's calling it the Pussy Melter. And if you guys all know about Steel Panther is about like they're theatrical. It's it's a show within a show.
If you get a minute, watch their back behind the music. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I always thought it was like, oh, Steel Panther. You know, I saw him like, I think it was on a Kat Von D show and they opened up for, a festival. And anyway, that's the first time I ever heard of him. And after that, I was kind of like, oh, these guys are cool.
Yeah.
I thought they were kind of a joke, like they were still trying to be that way. And then when I finally understood, I was like, what? I felt
It's
like
a
an
gimmick,
idiot.
dude, and their gimmick's awesome.
Right.
I friggin' dig
So
it.
they have this gimmick, and now it's just because they're naming it like this. Now there's a backlash. Oh, I can't believe this. This one girl, her name's Braids, and it's Braids, and I don't even know her music, but she was like, she goes, what the fuck, what fucking year is this? This is, please sign my friend's petition about editing and removing this disgusting write-up of their Pussy Melter guitar metal effect. Yeah.
Well, if you knew who Steel Panther was, you know.
Yeah, I know, and that's what it just gets me. So now the two girls are now really into it. One was a Japanese breakfast, and it's Michelle from Japanese Breakfast. She's petitioning it, and this other braids. I didn't even give them credit for any of this. Anyway, they're having a petition over this. This is absolutely ridiculous. Are we not allowed to say absolutely anything? I understand if it was degrading anybody or anything else. What is really? I even told my wife about this guy, and I'm like, okay, honey, if I had a pedal effect and like this, and I named it, and, Pussy Melter, would you be kind of offended being a woman? She's like, well, it's kind of trashy, and then I told her, I go, okay, what if I was in Steel Panther and did the same pedal effect, and named it that? And she's like, oh shit, well, what did you expect? Of course you'd have to name it like, it would be, yeah. So I think it's stupid as F, and I think it's stupid.
No, yeah, I know, I hear you. It's just, I think we're getting more sensitive these days, that's all.
Oh my God, I'm kind of done with it.
Yep.
Just done with it. Okay, other news. Okay, Rob Zombie just came out and he says he doesn't believe Slayer's retirement is permanent. He says after 2 years they're going to be back on the road. Okay, I'm gonna be. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna be kind of pissed off because I flew all the way out to Sacramento. I mean, that cost me like, at least $2,000 just to go out there for that show. And
they're coming back in September too.
Yeah, I understand. They're coming out. Yeah, and I do want to. I'm really trying to see if I can pull that one off. Still, we can't get passes to that, so we're trying to do it. Anyway, what do you think? I mean, are you going to be pissed off? I mean, I don't think I'm going to be pissed off at the fact that why would you?
I don't know. Here's the thing. It's almost like a gimmick now. Like, the only ones that went out, correct? I'm not going to say it's Motley Crue. They had the lawyer sign the whole thing and all that stuff because the reason it was all because they didn't want two of the original members or one of the original members playing at the fair, playing their songs at the fair. That's ridiculous, calling themselves Motley Crue. No, but I mean, something like that. I hope they don't, but you know what? It's inevitable. I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
And I think See, but even when I'm saying Black Sabbath, and they already have another date that they're already playing in another show.
Yep. And see,
that's one too.
And I went to Ozzy's farewell tours. I don't know how many of those I went to.
I know.
I mean, it's a thing. It's just, I don't know if it's a money grab or kind of thing. That's what kind of pisses me off. If you say it's your last one, then end it. When you don't end it, it makes it more like a money grab to me.
Well, yeah, and it's really a slap in the fans' face that they're so loyal to you. Oh my God, I got to go see him. And what are you really doing in return? You're really you're kind of screwing him over. You're just trying to
you're going to sell tickets.
Right. Yeah. And that just, and maybe you had good intentions in doing it, but man, you really needed to really kind of go through. I would hate to go and sit, Slayer's going, oh no, we're going to come back because, everyone seems to really still love us. Well, you know what, dude? You should have figured that out before. And I understand it. You got to make your money while you can. It's kind of like an athlete and shit. And you're really screwing over a lot lot of people.
Well, dude, they've already got tours in Europe. I mean, they're already on tour
in Europe
after this final tour. So
I know.
Where's it end?
I know. It just
gotta agree with Rob Zombie.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know if I won't go to another. I won't go to another one.
Yeah, sorry.
I went to go. You know what I did? I didn't even speak about this before. But I went and saw Jeff Beck the other day, and I was, I'd never been to Jeff Beck in my life. And, one of my buddies here he had this ticket. I took him to Ghost, and he didn't want to go. And so this was like my payback. And I was like, payback? Shit, I want to go to this. This is good shit. So I guess it was funny that we had great seats. There was a stage, man. It was only like 2,000 people who can fit in it. but it had a revolving stage that went in a freaking circle. And I think
cool.
one revolution took like maybe 4 minutes, and it would go around. I was awesome because like everyone really getting a great seat. So we it was kind of cool that I guess at the end I didn't know what was going on, and I went and I had this. I started shooting video, and right at the end of the video, I'm like, it's an encore. So all of a sudden, some guy comes out, and I'm like, oh, guy must be important. It's the last song, encore. So I shot it, and it actually ended up being Johnny Depp that came out and played the last song, with him. So that was kind of
doesn't
cool.
he play in a band though?
Yeah,
Isn't Depp in a
I
band
can't
too?
remember what band
It's with like
called.
a bunch of those stars. It's like a band with some other. I don't know.
I don't think there's other stars. I think
I thought
they're
it
really
was
good
like
musicians.
what's his face, Billy Ray. Not that one guy that was married to Angelina Jolie.
Billy Ray Cyrus?
No,
Not Billy.
Cyrus.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I thought it was
Billy
him
Bob
and
Thornton.
Depp and some other people. I don't know. Anyway.
No, I don't. Anyway, yeah, he came out and he played. It was really, I have to say, it was a bucket list moment for me. That was really incredible, God, I think they said he was 75 years old.
Wow.
And he's ripping it, man. And for 75, that Grecian formula, man, that shit's doing good. That jet black hair and shit. Oh
There
my
you go.
God. It was really good. Yeah, so now down the list, Dee Snider came out with a new album, and I actually heard a couple songs, and it's really really good. A little bit harder than I ever thought Dee would ever be. Dee Snider of Twisted Sister, you all know. But you know what? He already came through and said that he goes, I didn't write a thing for this new solo album. And I guess he came out later on and told kind of everybody that Jamie Josta, he went out and he did all the lyrics and kind of did all the arrangement of the music itself. So do you really consider it Dee Snider's band just because he's singing on it, or do you consider it a Jamie Josta with a special guest vocal?
Yeah, good point. Maybe there's all the other musicians on the album.
Yeah, I don't know.
They just say
I know. No, I think there's a lot of other people playing it. I'm not sure and all that. I didn't kind of research all that, but I just don't understand why. I understand that if you're caught in a section of music, not a section, a genre of music, and it was, you're old school and you only know how to sing old school, Dee Snider music. And I think maybe this kind of pushed him to be a little bit different. And, but this is all what you're doing. This is what your life is. You're a writer, you're a songwriter and shit. And you should be able to write your own shit. So anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess he told that Jamie Josta really went in and kind of knew how his style was. So when he wrote everything, it was like easy for him to get because that's like how he would sing anyway. So.
I mean, how many albums really does Twisted Sister have?
I don't know.
It's like 4.
But this is a Dee Snider album. It's not a Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
So it's a
But
threat.
I mean, how many albums does he have?
Oh,
It's
I know.
like-
I know.
He doesn't write a lot.
I know. Okay, Exodus.
Actually, before this, I mean, that goes back to that Don't Want to Miss a Thing album with all that stuff from Aerosmith. That was all written by that lady.
Yeah.
I mean, see, they came back out of nowhere and didn't write their own stuff. They had a ghostwriters write all their stuff.
Right.
That's how they got big again.
Right. Oh
So,
yeah,
I mean,
I remember when Aerosmith did come back. It was like Done with Mirrors. Yeah, I think it was Done with Mirrors. It was their comeback.
Yeah,
that
but
was
then
a
they
really
did
good
Jump.
fucking album.
Then they did that Jump album.
Right.
I'm talking like Jump and what was the other one? Darn it, I forgot. Pump, not Jump. Pump.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew.
And with the cows on it or whatever.
Right.
That whole album, that's the one that was like all the don't want to close my eyes crap. No, actually, it's not crap. Actually, I like those songs. But all those songs and the videos and all that stuff, they didn't write none of that.
I know. You know what? I understand when you kind of lose that little that luster in your writing.
Yeah.
I know you're singing it. You are
It's hard to
singing
do.
it.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that though. I mean, you gotta write something that
But fuck, what
everybody's
the
gonna
fuck
enjoy.
has Dee Snider been doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Was he too busy to not be able to do dick and things? So
Yeah, see, that's,
Exodus is going to headlining a European MTV Headbangers Ball tour. Where the fuck is there a Headbangers Ball in it, like European? Because I would like to watch it.
yeah.
I got satellite. Maybe I got
Maybe it's
YouTube.
gonna be on Netflix soon or something.
Maybe Netflix or
They'll
YouTube.
take
Shit.
everything.
Give me some. I know. Shit. Give me something.
Does MTV shit, dude? I mean, I'm gonna have to look that up.
I don't know. That's what I was.
Is that where it went? Is that where Ricky Rackman is?
I saw Ricky Rackman. I was tripping out. I was going through Instagram and I was just like, I went to a hashtag and I just reached down a hashtag. I don't know, like metal music or something like that. And I just, what's going to be down here? And then Ricky Rackman was sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck is Ricky doing? I don't know.
doing?
I think he does some radio thing and I don't
So
know.
I remember he had a bar. He went in on a bar with some people in LA, and that something happened there.
Right.
And then he after the metal shit, but it was working for a while. But then something happened. I forgot who he went in on, what the whole deal was. Look that
Yeah,
one up.
because that was really. I remember there was some shit went down.
And then he kind of disappeared for a little bit, and I don't know. Maybe he's doing.
It was like I always considered him like the biggest poser, like you know.
Yeah,
like
yes, and because but he was cool as a.
I know
DJ
you
or
kind of you went in and he was doing interviews and like that, but you gotta remember at the time when we were watching it. When we were watching it, it was like we just want metal. You know, we want anything metal at the time. Shit. God, isn't that suck that we're that old that we have to actually admit that we listen to the Headbangers Ball?
Oh my god.
We watched MTV. I watched the first video ever on MTV.
Yeah, these youngsters are going, what? Videos? What?
Videos?
On MTV.
I know. Videos.
No,
But
it's my
but
pregnant
isn't it
daughter and shit.
But isn't it weird that there still are videos? Like, you know, but there's nowhere for everyone to play them, but all of a sudden, hey, there's a new video app. Oh, there's a new video app.
They put it on Vimeo now.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not Vimeo. What is that? The thing on not Vimeo. The thing on whenever you do anything on YouTube and you go to like it starts with a V anyway. Whatever that is.
Oh, Vimeo or that other
Yeah,
like
any
YouTube thing.
bands that do it. Yeah, they always go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's by that
somebody was
person.
talking about about that. Anyway, you know, have you ever watched the documentary about Anvil? On and it's like the history of Anvil, not the history, but it's like it was just talking about them and how this band used to be. They had everything going for them, and all the bands that were around them were selling millions and millions of copies, but they weren't and aren't. They didn't, and it was like a reason why. So they started asking people. He goes, "No." Like Lemmy goes, "Dude, this band was legit. All these guys could play." And then we get another, Slash. He was like, I don't know what happened. There's sometimes people get a bad rap, and now, here Anvil got a bad rap. And that's, some people got to be, to the wayside. But it's a really interesting documentary. I was watching it today and I had to run out of the house and I was like, I told my wife, you can't watch it. You can't wait for me to watch it for me, Daddy. You can't watch it. But if you guys get a chance, check it out. It's very interesting because they go on in a European tour, and it was like they're documenting this clusterfuck of a tour they just put together, and they have the no-name manager that's going to do it, and they're like missing they're missing buses. I mean, they're missing train rides and shit. And they get to this. It's called Anvil. Just go Anvil. The band is Anvil, but it's like a documentary of Anvil. Very interesting. But a guy's almost getting in fights. The band members getting in fights with the owner of the bar because they weren't going to pay him, and it took him like so many hours to find the place and all this shit. And the lead singer grabs the guy and pushes him against the wall like he's going to beat his ass. It was very interesting. It was like, wow, it's kind of raw, and it's kind of make you like him a little bit, not much.
A little bit.
Okay, we got that. You know what else we got? I'm going to talk about the DevilDriver. I'm switching it up here. This guy. I'm going to talk about DevilDriver. It came out with that Outlaws Till the End, and it's a new album they have out. But it's all country music, It's all old country music. And I mean, you know, shit, we're talking, I'm going to look it up here right now. Band, it's a song called Country Heroes, Whiskey River, Outlaw Man, Ghost Riders in the Sky. Everyone knows that one. Copperhead Road, and yeah, just a lot of these old country, like Willie Nelson songs, Johnny Cash songs, and all this, you know, Waylon Jennings and Hank Williams Jr. But it's all to like really
metal music,
like death metal at times.
Speeded it up.
Oh, dude, it is everything. It is like if you can't hear it, if you didn't know the song, you would go, "Oh, that's a cool song." But it's all really a country song, like an old classic country hillbilly country song. I'd check it out, man, because I think it's on my list later on. But so
Outlaws till the end.
Yeah,
DevilDriver.
Yeah, go check it out. It's kind of cool. Okay.
You know, I'm gonna just throw this in there real quick before we get into the other thing. Unfortunately, I don't know. Some of you guys are big Metalocalypse fans. Director John Snipes died this past Thursday, July 13th, following a massive stroke that led him to be put on life support since July 12th. He was taken off life support on the 19th and passed away. That is another show on. That's Metalocalypse. It's with. Oh my goodness! Why do I keep forgetting their name? Death Clock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny. It was a good show. It was on Adult Swim. Pretty cool stuff.
That's it. I mean, he was only 51. You said, right?
Yeah, he was only 51. That's scary, dude.
I know that shit. But you know what? I used to really freak out. Like, I'm not in the greatest health and all this. I'm getting old and shit like that. Hey, I outlived the guy that in like a marathon, the most famous marathon racer of all time. Like, he wrote books about marathon racing, and I outlived his ass. So fuck.
Those guys always
I
do
don't
that.
give a shit.
Yeah.
I've partied good, and and still
What about
going.
that old man that used to juice all the time? Yeah, fuck you.
Jack LaLanne?
Yeah, that happened to you, buddy.
That motherfucker, he was old as shit.
Yep, yeah,
He was
it's okay.
still like bench passing his wife and shit, and his wife would be
Crazy bastard. Okay, maybe he's not a good example.
I know. And you know what? You just by saying Jack LaLanne, you just realized how fucking old you are. Because 90% of everyone listening to us have
They're
no
like,
fucking
"What the
idea.
fuck?" People are looking it up right now.
Jack LaLanne? What the fuck is that, man? Jack
He just pictures this old man bench pressing his wife. They're like, what the fuck?
Oh no. Okay, let's go into Ginger, Jinjer. They have a new song, a new video out, and I was listening to it, and I'm listening to her sing, right? And I'm actually looking. It's not possible for her to have that voice. It's impossible. Her voice can't get that deep. And I understand there's some vocal things that you have to do when you're doing metal, and the growl and shit like that. But give me a freaking break. That there's so much shit going into her voice to growl and get like death metal-ish that would you even consider it being fucking her really singing? It's kind of like Aquatune in saying you could sing, and and putting Aquatune to your fucking shit and saying, "Oh, I'm shit."
No,
I'm going on the fucking I'm gonna go on the fucking voice and be on there and shit. I just don't. I have a problem with it because it's getting now out of hand where technology is letting you be able to fucking do shit that you're supposed to be talented in doing, and that's why you're up there doing it.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Okay, because then at that point you're taking absolutely all talent out of the fucking way. Because even growling and doing all that's a talent in itself, and that's what just kills me. That this girl is no way doing that. And I'm not bashing her because we had her on our, we were talking about women in metal. I love it. I just saw Butcher Babies with shit in badass in this moment. Badass. All these girls are really great. But at this point, I just don't know when you draw the line and go, okay, listen, I know you want to do this, but if you can't get it, then don't have it so deep.
Yeah.
Make sure it's kind of like
now.
well, not right now. Can we do this? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how I feel about it, and I'm always going to give you my 14 cents.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. I want to ask you a question. We have two other things we're going to talk about. One's about rock band riders, but that's a little longer segment. But there's another one. I start really in this day and age. How do you really evaluate your new music? I mean, when do you go like and say, you know what, dude, I really like that. I think like when you go into something, and if you were going to purchase something like an album nowadays, which that's so weird that I'm not even saying I don't even purchase music anymore, but I like when you do, what is your evaluation?
Well, you Spotify.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But so like when I go up to a song, like if I'm gonna evaluate it now, how I do it. Before it was like you were shit out of luck. You know, back in the day with albums and shit, you were solely shit out of luck. You had to just go and fucking do it, buy it, and then go, holy shit. And then you'd be stuck with all this crap, and then you're just like, fuck, I don't even like this. Right. So nowadays it's kind of weird. How do you evaluate your new music? And you'll say, okay,
it's a lot easier.
Oh, totally is. But I have a thing where I'll go to I'll do the second song, and I'll do a little boom. Let me hear like first 10, 15 seconds till you hit the hook. Then I'll jump to like song 3, and then I'll jump down to like song 9 and see how that is. If I get 3 good hits out of those, I'll download it now, and I'll make sure I listen to the whole album.
Yeah,
and then it kind of.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
But can you fucking imagine what we used to do?
Yeah.
We couldn't hear an album.
No, you had to. Basically, back then it was like you played the album, you bought it and played it. And typically, though, you know what? Typically, I was a cheap bastard. I let my friends buy it first.
And then you record the cassette.
And I listen to that, and I'm like, all right,
okay, and that's how. But that's how it was. That's how we would do it, and we'd have to. Oh, who got the new album? I remember when Queensryche Mindcrime came out. We all jumped in my van, and one person had it, and we listened to that fucking thing.
Yep.
And it's just really odd. I think we're losing it. We used to get together and just listen to music and just chill. Now we're not.
Only at concerts.
Right. Yeah. Now everything's I saw the concert video on YouTube. I don't need to go this year. You know, it's kind of shit like that.
See, but I can't. It's the whole feel of the concert.
No. It's like having way too many beers and smoking way too much fucking weed and being with your friends and laughing your asses off and all the
seeing
stupid
all of our old friends,
right?
The whole DDP crew.
DDP for love.
Always loved that. Oh man.
So yeah, it was. I don't know. I was really thinking about that. It was like, how in the hell, did you? Because I was wondering how Scott does it. Because it's so different.
That's my thing. I mean, I usually listen on if I catch like the beat catches me.
Right.
It's usually the beat, or like if it starts out with an awesome freaking like guitar riff, something like that.
But do you start off with the first song?
See, that's the thing. Usually, I used to. Yeah. It's funny you brought that up. I don't now. I usually try to start at the very end of it, either somewhere in the middle of the.
Oh, you'll into the mouth. Yeah.
Grab something that typically, and here's another funny. I actually check online and see which ones have like videos to them, something like that. Depends on if I'm really getting into it. If it's like that Judas Priest when they first came out, I was checking it out. I heard some stuff online, and then I'll go to the end of it. Stuff that I don't see online, hear on things, but I see on the album. I start listening to those kind of songs because I want to hear the stuff that is not so popular.
Right.
You start pulling stuff like that, and then if a hook catches me, I catch a hook, or the bass, like I'm saying, the bass line, the friggin'. If something, it's almost like an emotional thing, You feel it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, here it is. And it's just you just get into it, man. I'm like, all right, I like that. And I mean, there's not a lot of bands that I'm like, it's like that I won't do that with.
Right.
I mean, I like a lot of different kinds of music. My list, you'll see, it's pretty trippy. I just listen to everything.
But I like that. What I'll do, I'll slide into a song.
Yeah.
I'll listen to the first part. I'll jam into about a minute. I'll listen to 10, 15 seconds until the like a hook will come in or you know, or the chorus or solo. Then I'll zip through like probably about 20 seconds to the end. Then I'll go down to song 3 and I'll kind of do the same thing within the song. And yeah, it's a trip. It's so much easier now. I can't believe that. I remember before, you know, the streaming thing, I was still buying albums, and I can't believe that when I could now stream and listen to any music I want on like iTunes, like iMusic, that I'm literally just sitting there going, what the fuck, man? I can listen to absolutely everything now, everything, and I'm paying for like I'm buying one CD a month. Mm-hmm. Like $14.95, and I can listen to absolutely anything. I've never have been denied. I think there was a Beatles album I went to go listen to, and they wouldn't because Michael owned all the rights.
Oh, you and Apple.
Did he sell? Did they still own all that? I don't know.
That was a huge thing, and it had to also do with the record company shit.
Right. But I know, but who owns? Yeah, who owns all that? In the beginning.
I don't know now.
That's a trip.
I think Paul does. I think he got it all back. I don't know.
Did he get it from? Because remember when?
Michael Jackson.
Michael bought up the whole collection. I don't see. I don't know. I know there was.
I don't know how that works.
Okay, now we're gonna talk about rock, like metal and rock. You know, bands, writers. I don't know if you guys understand what writers are. Go ahead and explain what writers are, Scott.
Well, a writer. Basically, all it is it's a sheet that your promoter says the artist says, I'm coming to town, and these are the things that I need in my dressing room, for my band, for everything. This is the list of stuff that is a requirement for me to play at that place.
Requirement. Okay, I'm good. We both have a few that we're going to just kind of right. This is like really okay. You guys all remember like the Van Halen. Van Halen would only have brown M&Ms. And they would have somebody picking out. But here's my thing, dude. Everyone had to touch that M&M to get it out. So anyway, they would only allow it all to be brown M&Ms. There couldn't be any other color M&M, and they had to be all brown. So it's kind of shit like that. We're going to go. I'm going to go through a few that I got. They're not in great detail. And then Scott, I think Scott's got a shitload of them.
I got a few of them.
Okay. Do you want to go back and forth, or you just want to? I'll go and you go. I'll just go and you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Guns N' Roses. You know, it's not a really wild one. You may have a more bigger list, but what I had, they would get 4 cartons of cigarettes and porn. They would have like porn videos.
That's hilarious.
And like a box of porn and 4 cartons of fucking cigarettes. That is crazy. You're probably taking some home, but I heard that by the time they're done, they've smoked like 4 or 5 packs per person.
Well, you know what? That's funny because I can totally because look at what's his name does that all the time. He smokes like a fish.
Chain smoking and shit.
Yeah, just always chain smoking and it's just that was some crazy.
Okay, Blink-182. Back in the early days, they would have to have X-rated lesbian magazines and 2 huge boxes of Captain Crunch. So it's kind of like that. A Motley Crue, they would have to have scented candles, and Nikki Sixx made it sure that they had to have a boa constrictor, no less than 15 feet long. And they didn't do anything with their fangs. It's called not serrated. So because I guess if they are, that means they're more dangerous then. So he wanted it to be more dangerous than anything else. I know, some weird shit. Okay, now I'm gonna get into some really kind of weird shit, and I'm gonna leave Marilyn Manson's the last, which is probably weird shit. Slayer. Yes, Slayer. The Slayer we know. They used to have a pentagram, right? Made of sandwiches.
Nice. See, they know how to eat.
Can you make a pentagram with sandwiches and have some sandwich? So, yeah. And they'd have a black yoga balls around. and a human skull full of sweets, like candies and shit.
Jeez.
They'd also have 2 white shoe boxes with no names on the side, and it was to hide their Grammys that they would bring on tour with them.
Oh wow.
And it was specified that on the side of all these the 2 shoe boxes, you should have no words that say Grammys on it. Like, hey, we're gonna get the shoebox, but don't tell anybody it is. Yeah, it's stupid shit. Okay, now here's down to my Marilyn Manson one. Dan and yogurt. Okay, gummy bears, Doritos, low-fat milk,
I'm with it.
a packet of mints.
You gotta have that.
Okay, in the early days, this is what gets me. This is a really, really off-the-wall bit. A bald, toothless prostitute.
What
And it had to be in her dressing room when he got off stage.
Ew.
Okay, it was supposed to be a joke, and I don't believe it. But now he said, oh, it's supposed to be a joke because he said if one exists, he wants to meet her. Bullshit. Because I know I could drive down Oakland right now and find
you get you a
3 of
couple
them.
There you go.
3 of them. Shit. So those are mine that I had. So you go ahead. I know you beat that one.
Yeah, I mean, no, these aren't that bad. That's the thing. I was looking through these, and I'm like, okay, these aren't that bad.
I know.
So I have, like, Brett Michaels one was just interesting because, I don't know, a lot of people know this or not, but, he's diabetic.
Right.
So it's like his rider's trippy because the only alcohols on here is 1 bottle of Beefeater gin, 1 case of Bud Light bottles, and Corona bottles, 1 2-liter bottle of tonic water. It's like limes, banana, everything on here is good, and it's funny. It's all 6 individual bottles of cranberry juice, 6 individual sized bottles, 100% orange juice. Note, this item is very important in regulating Brett's sugar levels on stage. Please make sure we get this. All in caps and bold, man. Wow. And the rest of it's just like all good stuff. It's funny. But here's kind of funny. So Pantera, okay? Phil apparently has his own. It's called Phil's Gym, his area. He has his own dressing room, and then the rest of the band has theirs. So he had 24 bottles of Beck's beer, green bottles, 12 bottleneck dark beer, brown bottles, 2 large bottles of Chimay Ale on ice, and 1 liter of wild turkey. Holy shit! 3 bottles of good French Merlot, 12 bottles of 1 liter Avion, 1 medium fruit tray. Like, oh, now he needs the good stuff,
Oh, yeah.
50 quart large 16-ounce plastic cups, 100 each 3-ounce plastic solo cups. It's just like,
oh, my God.
It's hilarious.
And
That's
this just for Phil?
Yeah, that was just Phil's. And then, like, the band's dressing room is just typical stuff. It's like 1 bottle of Seagram 7, 3 1.5 bottles of Crown Royal. My boy's drinking Crown.
Yeah, Crown.
You got
Yeah.
it. Bottle of Sky, 72 each Coors Light beers. Holy shit. Wow, 72. 12 bottles of Coors Light beers, 12-pack of local beer. That's cool. See?
That's cool. That is cool.
Avion, 30 cans of Coke, 12 cans. Yeah, and it just goes, that's like typical stuff for them. It was just trippy.
Right.
And here's the best part of the Pantera. At the end of the night, I found their, let's see, oh, that was Phil's update. At the end of the night, Pantera's banned Taco Bell order. To be placed in band's dressing room no later than 15 minutes before end of Pantera show.
Oh, my God.
6 bean burritos. 6 bean burritos with green chili sauce and sour cream. 12 regular tacos. 12 soft tacos. 3 tacos. And a big bag of hot sauce. Lots of fire. We will also order after show bus food on the day for 3 Pantera buses, 30 people precisely, KFC, Wendy's, and pizza, etc.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That's a wild. What a freaking! I'm sorry. You know me. I'm not. Phil Anselmo. Where did? God.
Yeah, and
Like
he had to
we've
have his
fucking
own
been
room
there.
that's strippy.
I know.
It's
Whatever.
like, you were a piece. I can't get one.
Didn't you have like a another girl singer?
Oh yeah, dude, I'm trying to find. I had Mariah Carey's. Her rider. Where was this? Hers is kind of weird. She had requirements for the living space area: 1 3-seat couch, 1 2-seat couch, or or 2 large comfortable chairs. This furniture should be in a plain color, no busy patterns. Black, dark gray, cream, dark, pink are all fine. Wow. 1 coffee table, 3 end tables. It just goes on. The requirements for bathroom: one lamp or clip light so that harsh lighting may be turned off. 2 white towels, 1 box of tissue. You know what's funny is here, I got it. What's funny is Janet Jackson's. She's like specifically like towel colors and just yeah, they are. It's a trip, man. There's how bad they are. It's amazing the stuff that they require.
When you get to that point in your
it's
life
like,
where you
wow.
think that you made it, and now you've got to. That's what you know what it seemed like the rest of the band, Panther band. You know, I just was like that, and I remember going with Exodus and Testament to these gigs that I would roadie for them and stuff like that. Their shit was nothing. You know, that really what they were just asked for, you know, was nothing. Well, just like with Exodus, you know, their signing bonus, you know, it was like we went to go out to dinner together, and which I was a part of. Thank you. And then, you know, they wanted fucking Nike Jordan shoes. That's all they wanted, and that was their signing bonus. They could have said I needed some cash or something like that. See, it never. That's what I love about metal back then. It wasn't about the money. And metal was huge at that point. It wasn't about the money, and it still really isn't. You know, it's good to have it. I think you know what? Put it this way: if they had all the money that you think they you know, all this huge bankroll, then I don't think they'd be hustling right now, still doing it. Do you really think so?
I don't think so, man. I don't know.
I think Zet would, and I think, but I think other bands, when I'm looking at it, Zet loves it. Zet absolutely loves that shit, and I just don't see, you know, I think all the other bands just kind of really been tripping shit. Okay, I think we are heading down to, I think our last little segment here, and it is our 5 songs that we are listening to for the week in no particular order. We're just listening to that during that week, and we're digging it. I'll do one, you do one, and we'll go back and forth.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna go Parkway Drive, Revenants. What? Revenants? Yeah. Really liking this album. Absolutely. I've been listening to this for now. I think it's been out a month now, and it's just I love it. It's really hard, catchy. Love it. That's it. Go next.
Well, I've actually, because you know, last week I was on vacation down in LA.
Yeah.
LA theme, yada yada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, I was throwing some Motley Crue down.
Oh,
None of the new
shit.
stuff. You know, I had
Dr. Feel Good.
and
make
take me
feel
to the
alright.
top. No, I was actually before I was doing. We had a little bit of Too Fast for Love jumping
Oh
off the car.
shit. That's
A little shout at the devil. I was rocking it all.
dude. That was a great album.
I
Too
think
Fast
so,
for
too.
Love and all that. That was a really great album, man.
Did a lot of cowbell.
I
A
know.
lot of cowbell.
I need more
And-
cowbell.
yeah, I need more but it was awesome.
More
Absolutely awesome.
cowbells. That was cool. I'm so glad you had fun down there. That's another story. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Bleeding Through. Love Will Kill All album. That's a new album. Great shit. Really good shit. Really looking forward to seeing them on tour. Really good. Is that the song? Is that the album? Is that the group that Marnie's on?
Wait, which one?
See, you don't even listen to me. Bleeding Through.
That's a good one. I'm not sure.
Anyway, go into that. That's a good one. You're next,
I'm not
buddy.
sure. Well, and of course, I was listening to last week the new Firepower album from Judas Priest, which is pretty cool. And I had, because I talked all that shit about it, You know, I've given it a lot more thought. I've been playing it a lot more now. It's all funny. Well, see, there I go talking shit. I like
but
it.
see, that's what it is. It gets you, man. And it gets you, and you're like, holy shit, this is a great fucking album.
And
yes,
see, and that
bleeding,
goes back to how you do it.
Marnie isn't bleeding through. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that is how that's a perfect example because, dude, I really didn't have a lot of time with that one, and I was just listening and took a couple songs really quick. Yeah, it sounds like their old stuff, whatever. But then I continue to keep listening to it, give it another chance, basically, like old school kind of with the whole thing.
Right.
Awesome album.
It is, and you know, the guitar, another guitar player that took over for KK. Yeah, you know, KK's still bitching. You can still see him on Blabbermouth and shit like that, still bitching about him not being asked to go on after he retired and made it a fucking point. Yeah, what a fucking idiot. My next one is new Skeleton Witch and Radiant Light. Yeah, really, dude, I'm really liking this album. Really, really hard, really good and hard. Like it. I like that shit.
So sounds cool.
Yeah, there you go.
And you know, keeping up with the theme of the car, I was chilling with the kids and everything. I threw on some reggae. I went Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Bob Marley.
Yeah, that's Bob Marley. I went with the Exodus. Exodus, like that.
Yeah. You know what? I hate that he did that because every time I go and Google anything for Exodus, Bob Marley shows up, and I'm like, "Fuck no!"
You're like, damn it.
Exodus the band. Fuck, god
that's
damn,
funny.
and not the goddamn Bible shit. No way. I, you know, and I can't believe we didn't even talk about that this time. It was about System of a Down and the reasons now coming out of why System of a Down doesn't have any new music. And that's a trip. We'll talk about that next week because I really want to get into that. But I'm listening to the new Scars on Broadway called Dictator. You know, so Scar, he's the I can't remember the guy's name now. Anyway, he's the lead. The guitar player is in Scars of Broadway, and he made up his little solo band. Well, part of this music was music that he wrote for System of a Down, and since he wasn't playing it or anything like that, he just used it on his shit. So it's really good. If you get a chance to listen to it, it's really good. You can really hear the influence of System of a Down in his writing. He's a really talented guy, and he's being, you know, his drug addiction and him having to go through shit really put him back. So there, that was my number 4. So you go now.
Okay. Oh, Five Finger Death Punch. New album and a bunch of old stuff. And the reason why I'll throw this out there is actually tomorrow night I'm going to I'm taking my kid to get in a squad to Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh, cool.
We're giving him
all of his crew in the little shit.
Yeah, but we're going old school and we're freaking got lawn seats sitting up on the grass.
Oh, cool. Are you going to?
It was 4
Concord?
for no, it's Shoreline, but it was 4 seats for like $100.
Really?
So I'm like, yeah, done. So Derek and I bought a bunch of seats. So.
Oh, really?
We're gonna go do that, and so
Thanks
that's
for the
Five Finger with.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Let me fly out for $100 ticket.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know.
$400 for grass seats. Yeah.
I'm sorry. If I fly all the way out there, we're not sitting in a fucking
lawn.
Yeah,
exactly. You're like, you're sitting on the lawn.
And hey,
yeah,
can I tell you something before you go?
Oh, yeah.
Take your fucking allergy medicine, because I don't want to hear you bitching again. Like, remember last time?
Oh my.
Remember Slayer?
Dude, because it's on a grass field.
I know.
It's on a grass field.
Bring your blanket.
I'll go back there anytime, but yeah. So it's gonna be a good show. I hope
your blanket.
It's Breaking Ben and friggin' and them, so that'll be cool.
Oh, that's awesome. And who's opening? Do you know?
Breaking Benjamin.
Oh, I can't believe it.
And see what's cool about that, and I'll throw it out there. See, Breaking Ben, you know, they had all that crap where he sued his band and all that stuff. Then they had another band. Right. They went on tour for a year playing a bunch of the old Breaking Ben stuff, and they kept going on tour with little clubs and stuff to get the band ready to get on the road to write new stuff. This is their first new album out with the whole band, with the new band together and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. And I think he did it. I think it was an awesome way to do it by taking, you know, a bunch of new guys out on the road, and they would play. And dude, in the middle of their set, they do this whole like breakdown where they play like Nirvana. They cover all these songs, like they just do a mashup of all these songs. It's friggin' awesome. It's cool. Pretty cool.
And dude, you know what? I really like the new Five Finger.
Yeah,
it's really good. I really got into them, man. and it was just last year I really got into them, and it was like, wow, why wasn't I listening to them? I heard some bad press. I guess some people were bitching about something, and I don't know. I kind of, when I hear someone's being an asshole, I kind of not like the band. I will kind of just chill, and yeah, it's a weird, trippy thing.
Actually, I think that Ivan Mooney, lead singer of the band, I think he's hella cool. He's good with the kids. He pulls kids up on the stage all the time, does all that stuff. He's really cool. He just, he's got demons, man. He's got a really bad alcoholic problem. That's why he, did all that stuff. And that's another reason why hopefully tomorrow's show is going to be amazing. I'll have a killer review for you guys.
Good.
Because that's another thing is Ivan Mooney's now back. He's been out, rehab, all that stuff. Now he's back and with this new album, new tour. And it should be an amazing show because it's all new.
That's cool.
Both bands. So.
Yeah. Very good. Very cool. Yeah. Okay, my last one is the new DevilDriver, Outlaw Till the End. You know what? Listening to old country, back in the day, I'd have to go across country, driving across country and just on vacation and shit. And my dad would have that 8-track and put in some old, Johnny Paycheck. Shit like that. Johnny Cash. Like old school, like, give me 40 acres and I'll turn that rigger up. Kind of shit like that I would have to listen to. And if you guys know what 8-tracks, man, it's just, you can't fast forward. You got to listen to this shit. Mm-hmm. So I think this kind of really got me in because, kind of some of the songs that are old country shit. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a country fan, but it was kind of cool to go back and I like that they're fucking doing shit like this. It kind of, you know what? This is going to make it bigger. Country people are going to go, God damn, metal's not that bad. Shit, they're playing country now. That's kind of, it ain't country. It's a death metal feel and thing. Check it out. So what's your last one? What was your
last one? Is because as I was rolling through Reseda, I had to throw on some Tom Petty.
Tom Petty.
And kind of a little tribute of my own to little Tom Petty.
Oh, cool.
As I'm rolling through Reseda, I played some of his greatest hits, and we're singing along in the car.
That's cool. That's cool.
That was cool. So I mean, my whole list was just old school.
You know what? I know you had some bad shit that went down on when you were on your vacation, but you know what? It sounded like it was good.
It was cool because I got to hang out with my kids, so that part was awesome. My mom was there. It was just awesome. I got the kids and my mom, and the car broke down, and we had, hell and back and everything else.
I remember you were texting me when all this shit was going down, and I was like, dude, you know what? This is gonna add memories to like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're gonna come. You'll be dead one day, and they'll be talking about. Remember, Dad? Shit, he was like.
Well,
car broke down. He was shitting his fucking.
The coolest thing I think we did is like the one night when the car was in the shop, and we're stuck at the hotel. We're at the resort. And we're stuck in the hotel. I made paper airplanes. They were throwing them off the 14th store because we're on the 14th floor. So they're throwing off the balcony. We kept running down there and getting them. And the lady at the counter was like, she was like tripping as we walked by. And then she saw us picking up the airplane. She's like, "Oh, that's so cute. You're doing that here." And it was just me and Keely doing that. Freaking my son, he beat me at freaking pool and freaking air hockey like 6 times.
Oh, wow.
So that was cool. I got to spend time with each one of them. It was nice.
That's so cool. No, I'm glad you did it, man. So I think that's it, man. I think we are wrapping up number 22 into Hizzy, and I think Scott's going to give you all the numbers and all that shit. And
email, yep. There we go. Email us, moshmag666@gmail.com. Email us anything, we're looking for, new bands and all that stuff, and give us an email. We are at moshmag.com. That where you can pick up everything, pretty much our podcast, everything we do, all that stuff is on moshmag.com. Also, check us out on Facebook. That is the Mosh Mag Podcast on Facebook. We are on all media now, so go ahead and give us a shout out to all your all your listening devices like Alexa and all that stuff. And there you go. It's another episode of Mosh Mag. Let's wrap it up.
Thanks to everyone that's listening. Fucking really great. Getting a lot of people. We were not on for about a week and a half, and
I was on vacation.
And you know what? It was kind of cool. Guys. It was really I really like getting those little emails and messages like, "Hey, is everything okay? Is everything? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay." But we're back. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be weekly now. It's gonna be on the. Long story, but we're back. We're all good in the hood. Okay. So everyone, thanks for everything, and peace.